Right now, live at 5, schools are faced with a big obstacle this fall, returning to the classroom. What the president's plans are to safely return.
Duluth fuel experts say the price of propane come winter is going up.
And if you're planning to fly out of Duluth International Airport anytime soon, there's more safety precautions in place that you're going to want to know about.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Duluth on another hot and sunny day for much of the region. As we enter the dog days of summer, the Trump administration is weighing in on how to safely return to school in the fall. Good evening. I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. COVID-19 has made learning hard for students this year. Now schools face an even bigger obstacle: how to reopen safely in the fall. The president held a meeting today to discuss the issue. CBS's Natalie Brand has more.
President Trump left little doubt about his timeline for the nation's schools, tweeting schools must open in the fall. The administration will hold a discussion this afternoon on reopening U.S. schools safely, arguing there are severe negative impacts of keeping them closed.
The fundamental principle is you want to do whatever you can to safely get the kids back to school.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says schools are going to have to rethink what classes look like.
Modifying the schedules, separation of desks, wearing masks under certain circumstances, protecting the vulnerables by allowing them to do online classes.
Last week, presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden called for the federal government to help cover the costs.
Boost federal funding to cover the cost of PPE, extra cleaning, new technologies, redesign classrooms.
The CDC has posted some preliminary guidance for school safety, but the administration stresses the decision to reopen will be a state and local one.
There's two levels of discussion. Should they reopen? And then if they reopen, what does a reopened school look like in the quote-unquote new normal?
New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo asked local schools to work on plans to reopen, while Florida has ordered all schools reopen next month, even as the state sees a surge in new cases.
If you're under 40 and you don't have significant comorbidities, the fatality rate for this is pretty close to zero.
Most colleges are planning to offer online classes in the fall to slow the spread, but the Trump administration issued new guidelines saying foreign students must take in-person classes in order to keep studying in the U.S.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement says if foreign students leave the U.S., they can continue remote instruction from their home countries. Closer to home, the Duluth International Airport announced new mitigation policies and procedures in accordance to COVID-19. The plans follows current best practices when it comes to sanitizing and safety measures for staff and passengers during the pandemic. The airport now has plexiglass barriers at all counters, hand sanitizer stands, stickers on the floor to help with social distancing, and the use of signage to inform travelers. Duluth airport officials say when it comes to cleaning the planes, all airlines have allotted extra time between flights to do a proper sanitization.
We've been very thoughtful about the process, worked really closely with all of our tenant partners. But the big thing is that we're going to continue to monitor it and be adaptable to what those needs are. We will make sure that we are always up to date on what those requirements are and just what the needs are, and listening to our customers as well.
Masks are not required in the airport, but they are highly recommended. Once on the plane, you will be handed a mask if you do not have one. For more details on their new policies, you can head over to our website, cbs3duluth.com. St. Louis County and the city of Duluth are considering providing tax breaks for infrastructure improvements on the future site of Costco. Construction of the 160,000 square foot wholesale discount store is slated to get underway this fall. Plans call for it to be built at the intersection of West Arrowhead Road and Haynes Road. According to documents submitted to the St. Louis County Board Tuesday, the city of Duluth will consider providing about $1.4 million in tax abatement financing for the project. St. Louis County is requested to provide up to $650,000. The abatement would cover public infrastructure improvements and associated site development costs, not the actual building. A public hearing on the county portion of the funding will be held on July 28th in Virginia. Now, in March, we reported Costco had backed out of a purchase agreement. Costco's real estate company confirmed today the purchase agreement has since been, quote, successfully reinstated. An abandoned house fire over the weekend has been deemed accidental. Firefighters responded to the home located in the city's central hillside neighborhood just after midnight Sunday. We're told last year the fire department received 4 solid waste complaints involving the abandoned home and had to board it up twice. The city says it's looking into options for the property, including tearing it down. Firefighters say they have extra concern when fighting fires involving abandoned structures.
With an abandoned structure, you add into that usually unstable conditions. So there may be rotting or damaged or missing building components, so holding up the structure of the building itself. There may be holes cut in the floor or rotted through the floor that could become basically a death trap to our firefighters.
As a safety precaution, John Otis, who we just heard from there, says the fire department marks abandoned properties so the firefighters know not to go inside those structures. Duluth police have arrested a person in connection to a hit and run and assault. Police say it happened on the 200 block of West 4th Street just after 11 o'clock this morning. While traveling to the scene, police got a call saying one of the people had gotten into a vehicle and ran over the other person before fleeing. The victim was conscious and taken to the hospital with injuries. Officials were able to locate the suspect later, who admitted their involvement. The suspect was taken to the county jail for second-degree assault. The U.S. House of Representatives is considering legislation championed by Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. Klobuchar introduced the Work Now Act in the Senate back in May. A California representative introduced companion legislation in the House today. Klobuchar says from food banks and shelters to counseling centers, nonprofits across the country are seeing more need for their services. At the same time, nearly 50 million Americans are out of work. The Work Now Act would provide grant money, allowing nonprofits to hire more staff, addressing both issues. Let's turn to the weather now with Dave. Dave, another hot and sunny day out there.
But it wasn't quite as humid because dew points have fallen into the 50s rather than the 60s.
Okay.
Tomorrow they could go back into the 60s, fueling a chance for the return of storms here in our region. But right now, like you mentioned, it's gorgeous. Here's a live look at what's going on at Blackjack Mountain in the Upper Peninsula. You know, that's a mountain by our standards around here. It's a gorgeous hill and a gorgeous day, but things will fade away towards the cloudier side by tomorrow. As higher pressure bringing dry conditions right now goes away, and that low pressure system from the west brings in a 60 to 70% chance for showers and thunderstorms for our Wednesday afternoon and evening, and maybe even spilling into early Thursday morning. Wednesday day planner then says don't be fooled by a clear to partly cloudy sky in the morning with a start temp of 63. It'll be back towards 80 by lunchtime, and clouds will be on the increase. And through the afternoon then in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP, there's that storm chance. Some of the storms could cross the threshold towards severe, and we'll talk more about that in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come, from celebrating a historic moment in mining history to a struggling family in Ashland, we're taking you around the Northlands. City by City is next. And coming up at 6, how a local food bank is dealing with high demand for help during the pandemic.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Are you dealing with anxiety or stress? Hi, this is Sharon at the Essence of Health. Theanine Serene can help you relax and take the edge off.
The Garage, it's your space. Get a garage fit for all of your agricultural needs with our Farmer 40 by 40 garage. Store all the equipment needed to get the job done. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages. Built right, priced right.
Kindness makes a world of difference at Arrowhead Supply. Donate $50 or more to charity and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Save at least $300 on stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. There's never been a better time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort of stressless seating. Be kind and save generously at Arrowhead Supply.
On the south shore of the greatest of the Great Lakes, Mother Nature's artistry is on full display in the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore. The best way to see it is on board Apostle Islands Cruises, located in the quaint city of Bayfield, Wisconsin. Visit our website at apostleisland.com. Apostle Islands Cruises, the best way to visit the Apostle Islands.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Hope for Kids Child Care Center is opening soon. To enroll your infant, toddler, or preschooler, call 218-724-1510.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News live at 5. Here's a look over on Canal Park on a nice sunny day. Well, there's plenty of sunshine and blue skies out there today. Much of the region is still in desperate need of some rain. Dave will tell us when our next chance at some precip is coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's see what's happening around the region. From celebrating a historic moment in mining history to a woman who is embarking on a journey of 310 miles for social justice, all that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. On July 3rd, a historic 44-star American flag flew over Hull Rust Mahoning Pit in Hibbing, marking 125 years since the first shovel dug up iron ore from the pit. It's one of the most important mining sites in the United States. The hematite-rich iron helped feed the American war machine in both World War I and World War II. In Carleton County, a hiker has started the 310-mile journey across the Superior Hiking Trail. Crystal Gale Welcome says she wanted to take on this journey for social justice. On July 4th, she began her hike at 8:46 a.m., followed by 6 other hikers who walked precisely 8.46 miles with her. The time and distance is symbolic of how long the Minneapolis police officer knelt on George Floyd's neck before he would later die. Welcome says that the outdoors can be a healing space and hopes others will find time to enjoy the great outdoors. In Wisconsin, a local Ashland family is struggling with aging sewer lines. In the past 6 years, their home has been flooded with raw sewage 4 times. Last week, the city agreed that an emergency repair was needed. The city plans on repairing the old line in hopes that it will end the sewer struggles for all residents in the Cliff Grand area. The cost of the project was not disclosed, but it is to be paid for with city funds. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, why fuel companies say now is the time to lock in your propane prices.
Some folks would like to lock in a day like today. Humidity levels are down, sunshine quotient is up, but we do need rain, and we have a chance for rain coming tomorrow. But just like yesterday, it may pack a bit of a punch as some of those storms get vigorous. We'll talk about them coming up after our break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Here are some quick tips for a safer shopping experience. Though reusable bags are great for the environment, they can be a carrier for bacteria. Before shopping, please wash all bags. Try to keep 6 feet or 2 shopping carts of distance between you and other shoppers. Plan ahead so your trip can be quick and efficient. Though cash is accepted at most businesses, cash can transfer bacteria. When possible, try to use cards to lessen the risk of spreading illness. With your help, we can keep our neighbors healthy and workers safe.
Live, local, CBS3. When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
A lot of protesters walking.
Bringing you complete coverage on air. Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you.
There's a massive fire. We have a crew there live
Focused
now.
on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local, CBS3.
Coming up Wednesday on CBS3 this morning, Jenna Wells will have the latest in news. Plus, we are looking at potentially 2 rounds of some strong to severe thunderstorms, one across northern Minnesota in the morning hours and in the afternoon, evening hours for the rest of the area. I'll have those details on that, so be sure to tune in with us beginning at 5 a.m.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Economy Garages. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Here's a look at our dew points. And when they get into the 50s, it is a bit humid. It's when they get into the 60s that it's awfully uncomfortable for our area. So eyeing up the current dew points, we're in the 50s for many of our towns. Getting into the 60s, though, towards Wisconsin, east central Minnesota, a sign that after a fairly comfortable summer day here today, it will get juicier tomorrow. And potential then, of course, for fuel from all that moisture for potentially strong storms. Yeah, tomorrow, 60 to 70% chance coming our way. And we'll talk about that in more detail, of course, after we get a look at the current conditions at the airport in Duluth. And right now up there, it's 85 degrees. Relative humidity, though, has fallen to 36%, so it's tolerable. Northwest winds running 6 miles per hour, and our air pressure is holding steady at 1,013 millibars, or 29.91 inches of mercury. Temperatures today, well, yesterday they were all over the board as cloud cover dropped temperatures, and rainfall did as well. Today, since it's fairly clear and fairly sunny, they're a little bit more uniform, and we have 82 to 84 in the Upper Peninsula, 82 to 86 here in northwestern Wisconsin, including 85 towards Superior and Ashland. 88 degrees right now for Moose Lake towards east central Minnesota. North Shore numbers running in the low 80s for a good portion of that neck of the woods, though up in Cook County you can get a temperature in the 60s. That must be awfully nice here, at least by the lake. It gets warmer just a bit up the Gunflint. And then Iron Range temperatures are the low 80s, or must have some cloud cover. They're only 75, but back to 82 by the time you get to International Falls and Fort Francis. Tomorrow's going to be a warmer one than today, 85 to 90 plus. And then again, that'll be great fuel for the thunderstorm chance that's going to be coming across. Right now, we've got high pressure in our area, so it's a relatively clear sky in Minnesota and Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. There have been a couple of heat-driven showers in Pine County, Minnesota. A little bit of convection from the heat of the day, but they're not going to be that vigorous. Tomorrow, that's the chance for a little vigor in our atmosphere as a new low-pressure system from the west comes in to feed on the heat and humidity in our region. And that's why I think we'll have clouds increase in the morning, and by afternoon we get that 60 to 70% chance for the storm chance. Well, that could just about last into early Thursday morning before things change up Thursday afternoon into Friday with higher pressure taking over, making it dry again, and again dropping the dew points a bit. So it may be hot and humid tomorrow and uncomfortable, but it will get better as time goes on. And here's the forecast for the week ahead. In Minnesota tonight, we're getting a partly cloudy sky with low temps running from about 57 to 65. Into Wisconsin and Michigan with a clear to partly cloudy sky, the low temps will be low to mid 60s, light and variable wind there, maybe just a little bit gustier from the south in Minnesota. For tomorrow, clouds will increase in Wisconsin and Michigan, and into the afternoon, 70% storm chance. Again, some strong to severe storms could be embedded in the general chance, so watch out. 87 to 92 for the high temps there tomorrow. And in Minnesota, cooler by the lake will be low to mid 70s. Inland temperatures run 87 to 91. 60% chance for the showers and storms, and again, some could become severe for a few hours. Do keep an eye to the sky and watch out. Into Thursday, it fades away to a 30% chance for morning precip. Then in the afternoon, sunshine comes around and just might stick around through Monday, Tony, and temperatures and dew points will fall at least a little bit for the weekend, so it should be more comfortable, yet still summery to get out and enjoy. One slight bone to throw into the works here, or a monkey wrench into the business. Saturday, Sunday afternoon, the heat of the day might drive some of those convective showers like we're seeing in Pine County, but it's only a 20% chance.
All right, thanks, Dave. Propane customers, listen up. Fuel experts say now is the time to lock in your propane prices for the winter. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez tells us why.
With states opening back up and restrictions being lifted, Superior Fuel says the use of crude oil and its byproduct propane is going up. and along with it, its price. President of Superior Fuel, Ryan Gunderson, says the industry saw the price of propane bottom out at the end of March, beginning of April, due to COVID-19. Gunderson says their supply at their trading hub has doubled since, and so has their propane cost.
The reason we're seeing it come up is with the low prices, they are shutting in wells, they're stopping production, and now there's no supply, they're not making propane. Now that we're using up what inventory there was, we've seen the prices actually double.
Superior Fuel says you could see the market rate of propane go up at least $3 or more this winter. Gunderson also says the best thing you can do is to get on a pricing contract to always know what you're paying for ahead of time.
Superior Fuel says typically the best time to lock in your prices is in the summertime. Still to come, how social media is boosting Black-owned businesses.
Hello, I'm Steve Little, owner of Bath Planet. We are excited about the reopening of our economy, so in celebration, I'm extending our special financing offer until the end of July. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 2 years, so you can get the work done now and not have to pay for it until 2022. This offer ends July 31st, so call us today or go online to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
Holding a phone takes precious attention away from the road. That's why handheld cell phone use is now illegal in Wisconsin work zones, and fines start at $40. Driving deserves your undivided attention. It's about safety for workers and for all motorists. So when you see orange cones, please put down the phone. The Wisconsin DOT urges you to eliminate distractions and be especially alert in work zones.
Coming up Wednesday on CBS3 this morning, Jenna Wells will have the latest in news. Plus, we are looking at potentially 2 rounds of some strong to severe thunderstorms, one across northern Minnesota in the morning hours and in the afternoon, evening hours for the rest of the area. I'll have those details on that, so be sure to tune in with us beginning at 5 a.m.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. That's a standing ovation. Yes. And the stars love it too.
You're so good.
America's Sweetheart is a hit and everything we love.
Oh my God!
This is why we connect. Hey. You say y'all, I say y'all.
That's how you say it.
Hey. You're wrong.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS3.
Bonjour and Dinaway Maganadug. Hello, all my relatives. I'm Dr. Arnie Bainio, and I live in Duluth, and I love Duluth and the surrounding communities. Keeping COVID-19 from spreading is going to depend on all of us. Washing our hands frequently, keeping social distance, staying home if you can, and wearing a face mask is important. We need to keep our elders and those most vulnerable safe. This is about respect. This is about love.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother and I know how hard it can be. You're doing all these things and then you have the child and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Today is Blackout Day, which encourages people to support Black-owned businesses. Meanwhile, social media has already been providing a big boost to the industry. CBS's Nichelle Medina talked to some of those companies that have benefited.
We're going to throw fermentation, yeast into it, and get it rocking and rolling.
From making wine to filling orders, it's a busy time for J. Moss Winery in Napa Valley.
We're getting so many emails requesting tastings that we have to turn some down because we can't do it all.
Sales are up 200%. As part of the Black Lives Matter movement, social media influencers are encouraging people to spend their money at Black-owned businesses.
Once people try our wines, they realize this is amazing wine.
This is a nice big one.
Theodora Lee of Theopolis Vineyards has also seen a surge. Online sales for her wine have quadrupled.
We got to keep that momentum. We got to let everybody know, and most of all, if you drink our wine and you like our wine, take to social media and tell them it's good.
It's not just social media making a difference. Google says searches for Black-owned businesses near me hit an all-time high in June. And Yelp changed its search function, making it easier to find companies that are Black-owned. The support is critical during the pandemic. A recent study found Black business ownership dropped 41% from February to mid-April. That's compared to a 17% decrease in white business ownership.
The question for me is whether this commitment to Black-owned wineries is sustainable.
Our sales have increased 100%.
Sean Hallman of Shadow Ridge Spirits Company is one of only a few Black-owned whiskey companies in California.
We're just part of the community. We just want to add to the community and make the community better.
And those new customers raising a glass are helping to build successful Black-owned businesses.
Uber Eats is also waiving delivery fees for purchases from Black-owned restaurants. Meanwhile, closer to home, Zeitgeist Arts Cafe will open for dine-in and takeout this weekend. The building has been closed since March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Zeitgeist will welcome the community back into their space in a safe and socially distanced manner. Officials say tables will be spaced out. Servers and staff will all be wearing masks, and they strongly encourage customers to wear a mask when not seated. If you do not have one, Zeitgeist will have some available to buy.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, a new testing crisis, long lines for people to get swabbed, and long waits for the results. Why Dr. Anthony Fauci says we're not at the level we need to be when it comes to testing. Plus, will sports return, or could outbreaks end the season before it even starts? And a game of bingo unlike any other, an innovative way to help seniors celebrate the graduation they never had. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
The great American outdoors are closer than you think. Visit a Steel dealer now and get the Built in America FS56 RCE trimmer for only $199.95. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 9,000 local Steel dealers. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
Is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're working extra hours. We're taking your calls from home. We're hiring more technicians and working however we have to. We're partnering with schools, helping families in need, donating to hospitals, and thanking first responders. We're here. We care. And we'll go to the extreme to keep this community connected.
Coming up tonight, how one Northland food bank is seeing the impacts of COVID-19.
Duluth fuel experts say the price of propane come winter is going up.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
At 5, here's a live look from Spirit Mountain out over Duluth on this warm and sunny day. Let's take a quick look back at our top stories tonight and a preview of what's coming up tonight at 6. Construction is set to begin in the fall for a Costco in Duluth at the intersection of West Arrowhead Road and Haynes Road. Originally, we had reported that Costco had backed out of the purchase agreement. However, Jalapa Commercial Real Estate confirmed today the purchase agreement has since been, quote, successfully reinstated. Now, Duluth and St. Louis County are being asked to shell out $2 million in tax breaks to help get shovels in the ground. And Duluth police arrested a person in connection to a hit and run. Police say it happened on the 200 block of West 4th Street just after 11 o'clock this morning. While traveling to the scene, police got a call saying one of the people had gotten into a vehicle and ran over the other before fleeing. The victim was conscious and taken to the hospital with injuries. And coming up tonight at 6, hunger insecurities are becoming a bigger issue due to the coronavirus. This means food banks across the Northland are seeing a bigger demand. Later tonight, how a local food bank is dealing with high demand for help during the pandemic. And Dave will give us one last peek at the weather before we give way to the evening news. Dave, still pretty sunny out there.
Yeah, fair weather today, but foul weather could come calling tomorrow afternoon as a new low-pressure system breaches our defenses and takes over and feeds on that warm, humid air that'll be coming back for tomorrow. Today was warm, but not overly humid. Tomorrow's going to be hot and humid, and that low is going to use that to make a 60 to 70% chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and evening. And again, some could be severe. We have to watch out for that. They should fade away fairly early Thursday morning, then higher pressure takes over, drops the dew points, and drops temperatures a little bit. If we get close to 90 for many towns tomorrow, we fall back to the low to mid 80s and for much of the rest of the week. And the sunnier period here should be with us from Friday through Sunday, perhaps even Monday as well.
All right, thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching. The CBS Evening News is next, and we will see you again at 6.